Good afternoon. I hope you all got through this wet weather at the moment. We seem to be okay down on the Cutest coast. Yeah, we seem to have been having a bit of this choppy weather this year so far. Anyway, we are going to today we're going to make two cards. One is I guess you could use it for a baby card. That depends on what sentiment you're going to put on it. Very cute. And also a harvest card. As you know, that I'm a Keaton gardener, and this year I did grow some pumpkins that colour. Okay, so let's get on with this. So I am using bubble bath and some, let me get myself organised. Okay, so I am I'm going to make it as a baby's card. So it's very soft and with a little bit of contrasting there. I wasn't actually sure what colour to do those cats to go with the bubble bath. But anyway, I looked at my little colour selector thing and all those colours seem to go not too badly with it, so we will rock on. Okay, so we just fold in half your basic card foundation. That's half of an A4, and I'm going to be using, guess what, I haven't told you what I'm using today. So I'm going to be using the Cutest Crew, very cute, and I'll show you the other one later. I'm going to be using the Everyday Arches. So I'm going to cut a piece of card. Let's make it this big. And I'm going to use the largest of the Everyday Arches set. And I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm just cutting it out on my big boy machine. So what I did, I cut this down a bit, and so it would fit on the card. So I sort of did it the size of the mat that I would be using. So let's see, which one did I use? I think it was the 9.5. Measure down 9.5. Just put that out of the way, otherwise everything's going to go tumbling. So about 9.5, and I just cut off that little bit at the bottom, and you can do that on something else later. And what I did is I got my bubble bath snap pad, and I just went around the outside of the arch. Now when you're using the blending brushes, just make sure you get a lot of that scrappy bit off. Just put a little bit on at a time. You can always make it darker. So I'm just gradually building it up, and it's sort of I know it's a little bit darker on this side, just sort of makes it a little bit less glaring with the white. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to make my little cats. Little kitty cats. Apparently this is a really popular stamp set. Of course it goes across different, what do you call it, particular pet likings. And now I'm going to be fit that on there. No. So I'll just do it on this bit here. So I used basic grey. Just check that you've got enough on all those characters there, and then just make sure that's, and then stamp. So when I'm doing these photopolymers, I just hold it down and I sort of press all the way around so you get a good coverage. And there we are. That's cool. So I like to leave mine to dry just a quick sec, and just leave that particular stamp out because we will use it later. Okay, so I used tell you what I did. I used petal pink and light pumpkin pie, and I'm just looking for bubble bath. Let's see if I can find it. I think I used light calypso. And let's see if I can find bubble bath. Yep, here we go. There's bubble bath. So I used all the light colours. Alright. Go, so just colour around there. On the first one I tried to do different sort of cat things, but it didn't really work out so great. And so I am doing sort of light, dark, light, dark. I'm not doing any shading on these. Okay, and then we'll do bubble bar. I know you don't usually see pink cats, but it just goes with the colour coordination. Now I forgot to turn up the sound again on this, so hopefully you will be able to hear. You might have to turn your volume up quite a lot. And let's do petal again. And then after this we will go and cut it out. Oh, actually I have to do the butterflies. That's what I forgot to do. So when you're using the brush end, you have to be very careful with it that you don't splay it by pushing hard. Do I want that one? Yes, I did. Okay, so now we're going to cut the cats out using the dies from the Cutest crew. Right, so I'm going to tape it down. So I don't want it to shift. So get it all lined up first. Just going to push it up a teeny weeny bit. Come on, just a little bit, please. Okay, just stick it down. So this tacky tape is just about become untacky. I think you can buy this at Mitre 10. It's a low tack tape, so it doesn't grip onto the paper so much. So I'm just cutting it out on the emboss machine. So, what have I been up to lately? Well, I've been endeavouring to clean up my craft room again. It's a continuous cycle of cleaning. But anyway, so I've actually, I don't know if you heard Justine Hovey, but joining a seminar, I guess you call it, on getting your craft room organised. I hope it works. It'll be very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my sentiments on now. So I'm using a retired set called The Warm Welcome, and it's just got something on it, just a few words that sort of fit what I'm using this card for. So why am I doing this baby card? Well, I became a great aunt again. So I thought, yes, let's make a card for baby. this set has got some really little sentiments in it, and it's quite daggy really. So I'm just going to put a couple of hearts there as well, and we will use Bubble Bath because I thought red was quite strong colouring. I'm going to put 3, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Right, what we've got to do now is cut up the DSP, but I am going to put it out of the way. I'm going to I might just put this on first, and actually no, I won't, because I want to make sure that I'm going to fit it in. So I'm going to put it over top of that. So I'm going to use a different DSP this time. So what I did is I cut it at 2 for each piece, and the top piece is just a little bit bigger than the bottom of this, so we're going to make it 11 centimeters, and the one underneath is going to be 9.5, I think it was, just to give it a little bit of texture. Checky. Okay, so do I need to cut this shorter? Right, so I'm just going to use this as, I might actually cut that. Will I need to? Yes, no, yes. Yes, I will need to cut it shorter. Okay, so I'm going to make it 1 centimetre shorter, and then be able to fit those DSP on. Okay, so we're going to put that one over top. Yep. Over top, and that one on the bottom. So this is a good way to use up all of your I'll just check to see whether I'm going to be able to fit that on. Oh, yeah, Tevra. Wrong one I threw away. And yeah. Oopsie. Just watch when you're using glue that it doesn't slip around. So now I'm going to stick it on here. Just make sure that you've got your card up the right way. So we're doing a horizontal card. Okay, so I'm just going to stick this flat on the paper. And I'm going to centre it both horizontally and vertically. There we go. And what have we got left now? We have got to put our little kitty cats on. Yep. So bit of dimensionals on the back. Alright, and then we just pop those up kind of in the middle of that. There. Great, love that. So what I need to do now is make the inside. What have I done with the inside? Okie dokie. So I'm just going to cut it down first. I'm going to do it at 9.5 by 13.9. Okay, so what I did to put the stamp on is I used part of that, here. I used this here, so I want to just keep 3 of those on there. So I'm going to use the masking tape to cover up the ones that I don't want. Okay, so you cover it up like that, and then before you stamp, I need use your ink pad. Now I did the same thing as I did last time. I meant to put it on the other side, but what I will do is just stamp it the way it is. Okay. So guess what? There's a little bit there that's not quite covered, and I forgot to take the masking tape off. This is where I stopped then. And I'm going to put it off the edge here. It doesn't matter, it's slightly off the edge. And clean it up. And then I'm going to do some of this again. So you can use any colourway you like, whatever your colour that you're doing. So you kind of, I guess you'd call it, coordinate with what your base card is, or one of the colours in your DSP. And I've heard that some people actually cut out the little cats to just do them individually, because I don't think there is a, oh yeah, some of the yes there is, no, some of the cats are individual there, so you can cut it out if you want. Cat stories. Okay, I have a funny cat story. We used to have this cat called Rocky when I was flatting, and he used to like to try and get up on our knees. While one day I was having my tea and it was sitting on my knee, so the cat jumped up. Luckily it didn't land exactly on my food, but it managed to get its legs on either side of the plate. And another, well, not so funny cat story. I think the cat was quite scared one day. He was racing past the ranch slider and looked out and what the heck is happening with that cat? It's going really fast. The next minute I see this pukeko chasing him. Blooming pukekos. Yeah, they've been jumping over our fence and getting into our feijoas because we've got lots and lots of feijoas. And we sort of have to go out and get them before, well, not me personally, but the landlord goes out and gets them before they get their jaws onto them. Alrighty, so that's our first card, a little card that's a bit like a baby card. Just cutting down the everyday arches, so you can just change those things around. And that one's a bit crooked. There we go. I'll just put a little bit of. Okay, and then we'll roll on to the next one, which is the pumpkin one. There we go. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? Lovely. I love this cat one, and I might do a dog one next time. Here we go, and next one will be those bits and pieces out of the way. Next one we're going to do is this one using the beautiful pumpkin set. Okay, so first of all I'm using beautiful pumpkin set, but I'm also using the Stone and Vine 3D folder. Okay, so I'm going to do the embossing folder first because we need the paint to dry. Okay, so I need to cut down what I'm doing here. Get out of here. And right, so I'm just going to go and put this through this folder here. So that was from the mini. This is from the mini catalogue from January to April, so you can still probably get it if it's in stock at the moment. So I'm going to do that. Remember, it's a 3D folder, so you need to use your bottom plate, your number 1 plate, and your grey number 4 plate. That one. So try and squeeze it through because it won't fit. Okay, so I'm just going to try a different technique here. It's I'm just going to run my old olive stamp pad over this. And on the one that I practiced, I did some powder embossing, but I'm just going to have a look at what I did here, and I've lost it. That is very funny. It is up here, that's right, it's hiding So I am not particularly happy with this. I tried to swipe the Versamark over it as well, but it's made sort of lines in it. So I thought something I haven't done before is use one of these things here and just put I don't think we need to do this. Oh, I'm not going to do that because it's probably still wet. I'm going to use this and put some bits of cyber, and I might actually use gold instead of the copper because the copper didn't really show up that much. So I better get cracking with this. Find the gold. Oh, gold's not there. Gold. There she is. Gold. Alright. Just going to get this clean. Right, I'm going to put that underneath there. Just tip this all over. And just see what we get from this. Okay. I haven't done this before, so we'll see how it goes. I'm going to tip that back in there. Just in case I get a mess all over the place. Okay, got that done. Now I need to turn on the old heat gun. Oops. And when I tried to do this before, I kept burning my fingers. So we're going to use their little reverse thing. Let's see how we go this time. Okay, I have actually bought myself one of the new heat guns. So next time I do this, I'm going to have to use it. It's just starting to go now. I think I might have had a bit more success with this, dabbing it on with those little I keep forgetting what they're called. Okay, just let that cool down a bit. Okay, so I'm going to just glue this down now. And then we'll get on to our pumpkin. So I grew some orange pumpkins this year. They're called, I think they're called Golden Hubbard. They're quite a small pumpkin. We also grow them at work, and they were small there as well. I think maybe I needed to water them a bit more consistently. Might have helped. But they are quite a nice tasting pumpkin. Okay, so what we're going to do next is the pumpkin. Where are you, pumpkins? That's not the paper. Underneath my feet. I think that's not the right colour there. That is the... got the old olive and granny apple mixed together. So, having a bit of fun with this. Hopefully that's right, that one. Alright, so I'm going to try and do little... now you can see there that I need to change my my plates for my embossing machine. Okay, so I use two different colours on this. I use pumpkin pie for the block colour and the Cutest coral for the highlights. Okay, so I do the highlights first, and then it's easier to, most of the time it's easier to line up the bottom part of it once you've got that done. Okay, so with the ink, it's usually quite dark when you put it on, and once it dries it's a little bit lighter. And we've got pumpkin pie. Oops. So you can swatch the bottom of it, and then you can see that these particular colours stain a lot. Right, there we go. Yeah, so just leave it to dry a bit, and you can see that it kind of lightens up. Okay, I'm going to cut these out. Using this here. Line it up. I tend to put my sticky on the edge of the die cut, and then on the outside of the design. Okay, I'm just going to go and cut this. So this has dropped out, and so it's not sticking to, all it is sticking to the die cut. Right, it's gone. Okay, and the other thing I need to do is cut out the, what do you call it? Is it a vine? I guess that's what you call it. Oh, I don't need to put that on there. And what have I done with my other thing here? Put that out of the way. I'm going to cut this little stalk. Here we are. I'll just go cut that. And I'll just do the stalk at the same time. There we go. So, have you ever wondered how you tell when a pumpkin is ready? Well, I had to look this up because it's, I know sometimes it's a little bit uncertain about it, but I found that sometimes you can leave it on the vine until the vine dies down, or the plant. But one of the ways you can tell it's nearly ready is the colour of the stalk. So the stalk colour will be sort of, where is it? Here it is, still on the plate. The stalk colour starts off as green, and then as it becomes ready, gradually the stalk starts to turn brown. It'll go all the way brown. It's when it's usually ready. And sometimes, like, not so much with these ones here you can tell, but with the blue and the grey ones, you can look underneath the butts where it is on the ground, and where it was kind of a white colour, it's now a nice creamy yellow colour. So that's another way. Otherwise, you can just leave your pumpkins on the vine until the vine just gives up. And usually they're notorious for getting white mould on them, and that's kind of indicating it's just about had its day. Alright, so I'm going to look at my template here. So I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. And I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to glue my stalk on the top there. So I'm just going to put it in this little bit here, just a little bit, not too much. I think I've got a bit of a glob in the end of the glue. So just push it in here. And you can see that it's sort of coming through, but that will dry. That will dry clear, but I'm just going to give it a bit of a tap to help along its way. And we're going to stick it up on there. Right, we're just about finished. So what have I got to tell you? Oh, I'm going to put a little bit in here too. Sticky, sticky. Just going to put one in there. Just for a bit of extra security. So I have subscribed for the paper pumpkin, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like. It's like the sets that we've used. If anyone came to the kit party, it's like those ones, except it's probably a little bit flashier than that. But this April's one, which you can't get now because you have to subscribe before the 10th or by the 10th. It's kind of a harbour sort of view with a jetty and stuff like that. And there was one in the kit class that was like that, and oh, it was beautiful, man. Okay, so now we're going to put a little vines on. So I just put my vine at the bottom because I ended up putting the dimensionals on, and I didn't have anywhere to sort of, I had to just pull it down a bit so it would cover it. So go. Actually, I'll just do it like that. Okay, and I might just put a, will I put one? No, I'm not going to put one on this time. Last time I put a little leaf at the top there, but I didn't particularly like that one. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do this, the same sentiment. And I used Old Olive. I've had Old Olive. Old Olive is one of the first colours that I got. And I've still got the original stamp pad. Because when I first started buying Stampin' Up, I bought all the stamp pads in their, what do you call them? Their colour packs. Because I thought, oh yeah, let's do that. But then a lot of the colours, you know, I don't use very often. So that was a bit of a waste. There we go. Lovely. Put that away. And also the new stamp pads are coming. So I've got the all the in colour set, plus the DSP, and what else did I get? I got the some of the dies, not the dies, the gems that go with it. Alright, so I'm just going to put some mini dots, mini dimensionals on the end here. A bit of splotched glue. Oops. Now I'm still debating whether I will put some more greenery on this. So I might cut some and see how it goes. Okay, so there we go with that. with the fall on the floor. Just looking for the, what did I do? Maybe I threw some, put it over here. No. It's probably sitting right in front of me. I can't see it. Okay, I'll get another piece then. I bet you will show up now. It always happens. You put it down somewhere and then you... I'm going to cut some of this out. And see what it looks like with it on. I left my leafy bit back there, and we'll just see how it goes. I might put this underneath the sentiment. And my take your pick tool has got damage on the end. I try to use it for something that it's not made for. Just put that under there, like that. Yep. Or I might put it over top. Yeah, let's do that. So just need a little dab blue. What was I talking about? I forget. Yes, I just do little spotty dotties. Yeah, I just remind you also to have a look at the last chance thing, because I heard the other day that there's quite a bit more being put up again. Because once the May the 5th comes, then all the old, most of the old catalogue will be obsolete. Whoopsie daisies. Yeah, so make hay where the sun shines. Alrighty, so just to finish it off, we are going to put some bling on it. So I've got some, could do gold. Oh, it might be gold this time. Now these slippery ones don't seem to come off so easily, especially the big ones. There we go, how about that? Oh, it's the wrong end. Okay, and on the inside we will make some white. Got any? Oh, I've got some left in my little stack of thinners. Yep, we will do that. So I'm just going to stamp this on here. Stamp the line. That's what I did last time. Oh, also, if you live in the Kapiti area, I am having a card class at the end of the month on the 25th. If you're available at that time, please come along. I'll be showing the paper pumpkin and also the in colours. Get your hands on those up close and get to see it for yourself, the new in colours and the new magnetic stamp pads. That should be good. Apparently they are really good. When they brought out the forget what the name of the place is. Sorry, I forget. That's the this particular magnetic. They also obtained the copyright for that. Magnetic thing is so much easier. And so let's have a look at what we did today. Okay, this is the template one, and this is the one that I've made today. And this is our template one for the pumpkins, and this is the one that we made today. Here we go, not too difficult, a little bit easy. And right, so if I get the my order coming in the next few days, then I'll be able to catch you up on what everything is looking like in that order. Okay, so thanks for joining me today. Let me know if you want to come along to that card class. It's $25 per person, and this time you'll be making 4 cards. There's 3 that I've already designed, and 1 that I'm going to start designing once the new order comes in. And if you bring a person, a friend or something with you, then you don't have to pay. They could pay $25, or you could pay $12.50 each. Also, if you buy over $40 at the card class, then you get the card class free as well. Okay, thank you for joining me. This is Iona, and with Ink with Iona. Thank you.